So I went to the bar 2 nights ago with my homegirls, and there was this guy sitting at the bar by himself. He had a drink with him, but he didn't take one sip of it. Instead, he was just staring at it. An hour passed and he was still staring at it. Then all of a sudden, a man walks up next to him and he takes his drink and he drinks all of it. Out of nowhere, the guy that was sitting at the bar just starts crying. The man who took his drink was trying to calm him down. He said it was just a joke. He apologizes and he offers to buy the guy another drink. The guy sitting at the bar said he didn't want another drink. He said, "Today just have been the worst day of my life." He started to explain to the man that this morning when he woke up, he missed his meeting because he overslept. And because of that, he was fired from his job. Then when he left the building of his job, he went outside to get his car, but he found out that his car was stolen. He called the police, but they said they couldn't do nothing about it. Then he called an Uber and he made it all the way home, but after the Uber dropped him off, he found out that he left his wallet in the car. He said after that, he just wanted to walk into his home and lay with his wife because he had a very stressful day. But when he walked up to his bedroom, he found his wife sleeping with his brother. He said, and that's when he left home and came to the bar. The man said, "Dang, I didn't know you went through all that today. I'm so sorry that I drunk your drink." The guy sitting at the bar said, "And that's another thing. When I was thinking about putting an end to my life, you showed up and drunk my poison." So my brother had called me today. He asked me could he come to my house to talk to me because he had a bad day at church. I told him sure, come over. But when he got to my house, I noticed that he had a black eye. So I asked him what happened to his eye, and he told me that's what he needed to talk to me about. I said, "How did you get a black eye at church?" He said, "Well, I was sitting behind this beautiful woman named Catherine. She comes to church every Sunday." He said, anyways, after the pastor told us to stand up to say a prayer, I noticed that she had a wedgie. Now, me being a nice guy, I pulled it out for her, and that's when she turned around and hit me. I said, "I can't believe you did that. You do not pull nobody's wedgie out." He said he learned his lesson, and then he left my house. Now a week later, he came back to my house with another black eye. I asked him what happened this time. He said, "Well, I was in church again." I interrupted him and I said, "How do you keep getting hurt at this church?" He said, "Well, I was sitting behind Catherine again." I said, "Please don't tell me you pulled this woman's wedgie out again." He said, "I promise I didn't, but after the pastor told us to stand up to say a prayer again, she had another wedgie. But this time her husband was with her and he pulled it out for her." I said, "Okay, so how did you end up with another black eye?" He said, "Well, I know she don't like nobody pulling out her wedgies, so I pushed it back in." I was a manager at Walmart, and I remember one day one of our employees didn't show up for work. And he was our best employee. He never missed a day of work. So I got concerned and I decided to give him a call to see if everything was okay. So I dialed his home phone number and somebody answered the phone. I said, "Hello." I discovered it was a child who answered the phone because she whispered, "Hello." I said, "Hey, sweetheart, is your father at home?" She was still whispering and she said, "Yes." I said, "Can you please hand your father the phone? I need to talk to him." She whispered and she said, "No." So I was trying to get an adult on the phone. So I said, "Is your mommy at home?" For some reason, she's still whispering. She said, "Yes." I said, "Can I talk to your mommy, please?" Again, she whispered, "No." I know her parents wouldn't leave their child at home alone. So I asked the child, "Is there anyone else in your house?" She whispered and she said, "Yes, a policeman." So now I'm wondering, why is the police at my employee's house? I said, "Can I please speak to the police?" The little girl whispered and she said, "No, he's busy." I said, "He's busy doing what?" The little girl said, "Talking to my daddy and my mommy." Then all of a sudden I heard a helicopter in the background. I said, "Sweetheart, what is that noise?" She whispered and she said, "A helicopter." So now I'm really concerned. I started grabbing my things finna head to my employee's house. I asked the little girl, "What is going on over there?" She whispered and she said, "The search team just got out of the helicopter." So at this point I'm getting frustrated. I said, "What are they searching for?" She got silent for a minute and then she started giggling and she whispered, "Me."